mom and daddy raised them to be great human beings. They're great kids, and obviously had an opportunity to go in there and get them to come play for us, and I hope they have a great game.
Yeah, great game indeed, and it'd be nice to have 18. Kind of getting back into a little bit of a groove. A little shaky last week, but I do believe this kid will bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. TJ Metcalf has been an absolute stalwart for Arkansas defensively in that back end. Unsure at the beginning of the season what his role was going to be. It's just been he went and grabbed the starting spot and has been a starter all season long, right? And last week you and I talked about Jordan Anthony, and we had a conversation where we said it's one thing to be a dual sport athlete in high school. It's another to be a dual sport athlete at the SEC level. Similar sort of deal with the Metcalfs, right, where it's one thing to play with your brother in high school, right, playing sports. It's another thing for TJ and Tevis Metcalf to have the opportunity to play together at the SEC level. And during the summer, I got to go down to Birmingham and catch up with the family and learn about the Metcalf story and their journey to Fayetteville.
Brown, is it intercepted? Yes, it is. Picked off TJ Metcalf.
TJ Metcalf has burst onto the scene for the Razorbacks this year. 39 tackles, 3 interceptions, a player built to play defensive back.
I think it's the hardest position on the field, and for me, I'm a competitor, so all the receivers, they the best route runners and the fastest stuff. So I want to go out there and show that I'm the best athlete on the field.
If the name Metcalf sounds familiar, that's because it holds a pretty darn special place when it comes to Arkansas and Ole Miss. TJ's father, Taurus, played running back for Ole Miss, and you may remember TJ's cousin, who was having himself quite the career at the NFL level.
Tom going deep down the middle, and one-handed grab. Touchdown, Ole Miss. DK Metcalf.
Oh yeah, that guy. But the family affair doesn't stop there. TJ's brother Tevis joined him in the secondary at Arkansas this year as a freshman. Two Metcalfs paving their own way at Arkansas, pushing each other competitively from the moment they could put a sentence together.
It was all the time, man. It was, I can do this better than you. Tearing up the house, busting holes in the wall, just wrestling and tussling.
Really, just, us growing up together, being brothers, it was very competitive. We always wanted to see the best out of each other.
Whether it was from grades to for sports, anything, to be honest. So we grew up playing back to back, just playing the same exact sports. So just seeing who could do the best.
And yet the brothers didn't start on the gridiron. Baseball and basketball were the interests initially before football inevitably took over as the focus.
We started showing them the history of our family, how we had relatives who excelled at the higher level, and they said, hey, well, maybe this is something that I need to be doing, or something that is in my blood.
And from that moment, football took over all facets of life in the Metcalf home.
Going out to eat was not just your typical family dinner. He was using the salt and pepper shakers on the table, this formation and that formation. And it's do you know that coverage? And I'm like, no, I don't.
Outworking the competition became the only option. Taurus pushed TJ and Tevis hard. Like one time when he found Tevis playing video games far later into the night than he was supposed to be.
He found out I was engaged to a 5 a.m. He walked in the room, I still love the cave. He took us outside at 5 a.m., made us run, the street is kind of hilly, so he had us running up the street, and then he had us lifting weights 5 a.m. It's crazy.
We didn't get no sleep that day.
All video game incidents aside, it wasn't long until TJ and Tevis adopted Taurus's same mindset. Put in the work every day, push yourself to the max, and when it came time to make a college decision, despite offers, visits to Ole Miss, the brothers chose the Razorbacks.
I just, went to where I felt as home for me, and where I could start my own legacy for my family.
It showed that they were mature, and they were just willing to just do their own thing, no matter what other people thought about them. And I was real proud of them for that.
TJ and Tevis paving a new Metcalf legacy in Arkansas red.
For so long, it was just a dream, and finally seeing it, being able to see it come to reality is, I think, going to be one of the biggest things for us.
Getting the chance to play with my brother, I don't think, not too many people get that opportunity. I know, especially with me, being a big brother, I don't think I could have, been able to be where I'm at now, without my brother.
Just awesome stuff from TJ and Tevis there. And now we are lucky enough to be joined by the Metcalfs here. First of all, thank you guys so much for joining us on the show. And obviously, Ole Miss, just such an important game for you guys. What does the matchup between the Razorbacks, the Rebels mean to your family?
It means a lot, man. We got so many family members back home. Got a good group is supposed to come and watch us. So, man, it's just an intense thing. You got Rebel fans over there. Now they kind of swaying over to being, Razorback fans. So it's big for our family, really big.
Yeah, and I think for the attire, they get to keep the red. They had to drop the blue, so it is a bittersweet because sometimes when it's time to do woo pig suey, we're like, hey, y'all chill out, no hotty toddy this time. But we're excited. We're just excited. Anytime this matchup comes around, it's a really sentimental time for our family. And TJ being born in Oxford, and then Tevis was born right down the road in Clarksdale. Anytime that our family has the opportunity to see something like this, it is just absolutely awesome. So.
Yeah, talking about TJ specifically, obviously when we talked back in May, you guys thought, man, he's going to have an impact. But to start all 8 games so far and to play so well, how awesome has that been to see for you guys?
It's been very exciting. We always know he had it in him. It was just being young, his freshman year, and some things he had to work on. And during the off season, he worked hard to get there. So it's been very exciting for us and our family. And just hope it continues. And, he's just been doing a great job so far.
Yeah, and I think having Tevis there has also pushed him because they've always been super competitive. And so Tevis, of course, he's going to get his time to shine, but right now he's just being that motivator. And I think they're both just helping each other out as far as making each other better.
Yeah, I love that brotherly dynamic. Talking about helping each other. Quickly before we go, we talked a little bit before we got on here, just how competitive between those two was it growing up, battling it all out, football games and all this sort?
Well, man, I tell you, they were very competitive. It was kind of hard trying to, show one thing, show the other, and they'll let us know that, hey, you spending more time with him than you are with me. So they were very competitive growing up. A lot of times I had to get up and go check on them. They're destroying the house at times, So it was a competitive household. It was a lot of fun watching them grow and compete. So they were very hungry at a young age. So it was good for them.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think kind of helped calm them down a little bit is the addition to our family. In 2019, we had baby girl, and so Tevis was looking at us like, who said you could do this? But it did help them from the standpoint of not really focusing so much of their energy into competing against each other, but then putting that energy into being big brothers to their younger sister. So
Absolutely. A family affair here in Fayetteville between the Rebels and Razorbacks. Thank you guys so much for joining the show.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's time for another break here on the Game Day Show.